Have you heard the one about the two caterpillars? Well, it goes like this. Two caterpillars were munching away on a cabbage leaf, and one of them happened to notice a beautiful butterfly flying overhead. Turning to his less observant partner, he shouted, "Hey, do you know what?" "What?" responded his friend, who by now had also noticed the magnificent flying machine. "You'll never get me up in one of those things." With a friendly nod of agreement, both caterpillars returned to their midday meal. Little did this dynamic duo know that it was only a matter of time before they'd both experience the miracle of metamorphosis, a life-changing process that would see them wave goodbye to their past and transforming them into insects that look and act differently. Caterpillars are not doomed to a cabbage patch existence. They're destined for greater things. From caterpillar to chrysalis, these two insects are on a countdown for total transformation. Yet as incredible as this process is, it's nothing to the change experienced by someone who decides to become a Christ follower. Spoken of as getting a fresh start, this spiritual transformation is as radical as it is miraculous. Breaking free of their old life, a Christ follower is created anew. Their old life is gone and a new life begins to break out. Sounds a bit like the miracle of metamorphosis, a moment in time when a person begins to experience a life-changing process. But butterflies can no longer think caterpillar thoughts. When it comes to insects, I'm no genius, but you have to wonder if in the process of change, these former caterpillars have to download a whole new operating system. And just as the emerging Christ follower will change the way they think, both insect and individual need a different outlook on life if they are to reach their full potential. Backing up the idea that what we believe affects how we behave and ultimately what we become, there's this biblical proverb that says, "As a man thinks within himself, so he is." Perhaps that's why Jesus kept using the word repent when talking to people who wanted to change the way they live. No, not that pain or penance religion has conjured up with this word, but a change of mind about ourselves and God that leads to a change of lifestyle. In the natural world, it isn't enough to believe you're a butterfly. These former caterpillars have to exercise a measure of faith and start behaving like a butterfly. Putting theory into practice, butterflies like the emerging Christ follower break free of their former limitations and launch out into a whole new way of life. No longer restricted by the past, the transformed butterflies spread their wings, positioning themselves to fly and see life from a totally different perspective. We all know about the TV series in which a well-known personality is dropped into a jungle miles from anywhere. It might be a TV producer's idea of great entertainment, but for those caught up in the world of creepy crawlies, the lack of basic sanitation is more horrific than hilarious. Thoughts of success soon give way to survival as individuals become overwhelmed with an all-consuming desire to escape. But for those who find themselves lost in a behavioral jungle of addictive behavior, spiritual confusion, and emotional lows, the thought of escape can become a flight of fancy. Yet the reality is, because all emerging Christ followers experience this transformational change, they will be different. As believers who understand they're made for something better, they're empowered to say goodbye to their past. In fact, so much so that when the old life comes calling, they can respectfully cry out to God and say, "I'm a believer. Get me out of here."